Alright, we got one bonus episode. I may do another one in the future if I feel like it, but it would take me a while. So, before I even get into what the bonus episode is, as you saw at the ending, we can now play as Luigi by switching from Mario to Luigi. What playing as Luigi is basically it starts you all over, and you play the same game as you did with Mario. The only difference is Luigi slides more, and his jump is a bit higher. That's usually the main difference. So if that interests you in any way whatsoever, you can play the whole game again. Now, something else I'd like to bring up about Luigi. This Luigi is actually different from the Luigi that you meet in the garage. I'm going to put up a picture right now that's going to explain why. This Luigi is actually a bit either taller or shorter than the Luigi in the garage, and I don't know why they used a different model completely, but yeah, there is a difference between this Luigi and the one you met in the garage with Mario. So, if you complete the game with Luigi and Mario 100%, there is a bonus at the end. I don't think I'm going to be showing that because it will take me a long time to complete it with Luigi too, so I apologize if I don't get to it. I'll try if I, decide to do a stream or some bullcrap like that. But anyway, let's get on to the main reason why we're here. It's been requested that I actually do this, and I really don't want to do this because it's the stupidest thing ever.
Let us begin.
No! 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 Oh, I hate this. Basically, this is the story of how Rosalina ended up on this ship. It is the stupidest piece of crap I've ever heard. But I'm gonna read it because I like that completion status besides, the 100% with Luigi. Our story begins with a very long time ago with a young girl. One day, this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small startled child. "What's your name? Are you lost?" the girl asked the startled child. "I'm Luma, and I'm waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a comet," said the star child who had been waiting a day and night. "Don't worry, I'll wait with you," the little girl promised Luma. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned into days, and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, "If we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon." But then she had an idea. "Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves?" The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry sky. And this is how the search for the celestial mother began. I'm not enjoying myself. Days passed with no sight of the comet, or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended for as far as the eye could see. "If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed more jam," said the little girl above the rumble of her belly. Before they left, they had packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot-flavored tea, but how the hell do you plan to live with a butterfly net and stuffed bunny? What? What? "I forgot to bring water." "Oh, you dumbass." At this, Luma burst into gales of laughter, and the girl began to pout. "As long as I have star bits, I'll be fine," said Luma. "Want some?" The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. Alright, maybe just a nibble. Well, I guess that butterfly net came in handy. Well, it shows what I know, apparently, about the universe. Jesus! Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect star bits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, but they kept on collecting. The bits tasted like honey. Oh God, when will it end? When will it end? Ah! A beam of light pierced through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the girl peered through the window, only to find a turquoise blue comet shimmering at her. The little girl shook the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We have to get that comet!" The pair descended on the comet, and they found it was made of ice. They looked high and low, but the Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. Look! Peering down at the icy ground where the Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clusters of star bits encased in the ice. Pretty good, huh? Finding star bits is my specialty, said Luma, beaming. There's ice here, but it's so warm. I bet there's water here, too. The two decided to stay on the comet for a while. Riding the turquoise comet, the pair continued to search for the Luma's mother. I don't know about you, but this is like freaking Da Vinci right here. This is freaking Edgar Allan Poe shit going on. One night, the girl dreamed about her own mother. Where are you going? She asked her mother's retreating back. Without turning, her mother replied, Don't fret, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you, like the sun in the day and the moon in the night. The wave of sadness washed over the girl. What about when it rains, and I can't see the sun or moon? Her mother thought for a moment before responding. I will turn into a star in the clouds, and wait for your tears to dry. When she awoke, the girl's face was damp with tears. You have star bits in your eyes, said the Luma to the girl. Wiping her face, the girl replied, These are tears, not star bits. I'm crying because I'll never see my mother again. At this, Luma began to cry too. Mama, oh mama, why? Ugh. The pair traveled through the starry skies, and though they encountered many other comets, not one of them held Luma's mother. Luma was despondent. Now, Luma, the rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying, the girl said, giving Luma a squeeze. I'll give you a present if you stop. The girl closed her eyes and said gently, I'll take care of you. With these words, she felt a small spark in her heart. Oh my God, I'm tired of this song. Stop it! The hell? The kitchen will go here, and the library will go over there, the girl said bustily to herself. We'll put the gate here. Ever since the girl took Luma under her care, she'd been bustling about at a feverish pace. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to make a happy home. It turned out that star bits weren't the only things buried in the ice. There were tools and furniture, unlike anything they've ever seen, and the girl used them to build a home. Looking at the completed house, Luma remarked, Don't you think it's awfully big for just the two of us? With a library, bedroom, kitchen, fountain, and gate, it was still certainly spacious. But still, something seemed to be missing. If only my father, brother, and mother were here, the girl said wistfully. Indeed, the house was too large for its two small residents. That night, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny close to her heart, the girl fell asleep in the starship. Can I stop now? Can I stop now? Then one day, while the girl sat sipping tea, a tiny apricot-colored planet appeared on the horizon. From the planet, another Luma of the same color emerged. Do you two know each other? The girl asked the two Lumas gleefully. Despite the girl's excitement, they seemed uneasy. The two Lumas neither drew closer nor backed away from each other. Instead, they just stared. Then one Luma broke the silence. My mama. At once, the apricot Luma parroted back. My mama. My mama. My mama. My mama. The two Lumas began to dance around the girl frantically, and neither showed any sign of stopping. But the girl was so charmed by this adorable scene that she couldn't help but laugh. And that's when something very strange happened. Suddenly, more Lumas began to pop out of nowhere from the apricot planet. They were all different colors, but they all shouted the same thing. My mama! My mama! The sight of all the shouting Lumas only made the girl laugh harder. What am I going to do with all these children? The Lumas just stared blankly as she doubled over laughing. Doubled? I guess we'll have to name each and every one of you. Tomorrow, once she had finished naming them all, she would begin moving all the Lumas into the new house. This story makes as much sense as a freaking pizza with sardines on top of the Empire State Building. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. That's how much sense this makes. You see what I'm doing here? That's... Ugh. After seeing their 100th comet, a sudden thought popped into the girl's head. I wonder if my house planet is still as blue as it was. That's when she remembered her father's telescope. Peeking into the telescope, a tiny blue dot floated into the sky. It was smaller than a star bit. How strange. It's so far away, but it feels so close. She twisted the knob of the telescope, and the blue dot grew until she could make out it was a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seemed very familiar to her. Zooming in even closer, a terrace on the hill came into view. I used to go stargazing there when I lived on my home planet. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up that hill to look at the stars. She remembered how she and her brother would sled down that hill. She remembered having picnics with her mother on that hill on that bright, windy days. And I want to go home! I want to go home right now! The girl bursted into tears, and the Lumas didn't know what to do. I want to go home! I want to see my house by the hill! I want to see my mother! The girl was shouting now, with her face wet with tears. But I know she's not there. I went all along because she wasn't out there in the sky. Because she's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cries echoed through the stars, and a hush fell over the area. When does the story end? When does it end? When does it end? It doesn't end, does it? It doesn't end. Oh, God. Though usually quite cheery, one day the girl became sad again. Luma drew close and tried to comfort her. Mama, you still have me. And don't be sad about your mama, because she's a part of you. That means she's always close by. It's like me. I love star bits because they remind me of my mama. No, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across the Luma's face, but it was soon replenished by a wide grin. I have an idea. I will transform into a comet, a soaring comet that can carry you all on this journey. With that, Luma trailed bands of white soaring high through the sky, and just as quickly started to plummet back down. Kaboom! Kablam! The ground shook, and a bright light poured out of the crater that the Luma had created. The bands of light twisted together to form a comet tail. And then the Luma emerged, reborn as a comet. The girl could scarcely believe her eyes. But how? She kept asking. Our destiny as Lumas is to transform into different things, said a red Luma who had suddenly appeared. Stars, comets, planets. We can become all of these things. When I grow up, I want to become a star that will make someone special smile, said a green Luma. A blue Luma chimed in. That Luma turned into a real cutie of a comet, didn't he? All of the Lumas together said, No more crying, Mama. Thank you, the girl in a whisper, as she hugged the Lumas close and hugged them. And from that day on, starbits no longer fell from the girl's eyes. The comet set forth for the girl's home planet, its long tail blazing proudly behind it. Final chapter, family. I can't feel my mouth anymore! With its many lumas and telescopes, the comet was quite a sight to behold. The girl and Lumas were proud to call it home. At a welcoming party for a new Luma, the girl gathered everyone in the kitchen and said in a louder voice than usual, Alright everyone, it's time to make a cake. A cake sprinkled with star bits. Then it will be a star cake. The Lumas excitedly began to gather the ingredients. As she watched the Luma scurried about, the girl smiled and thought to herself, This is my family now, and I will stay with them until they're ready to leave the nest. And when they do leave, I'll see them off with a smile. Because that's what makes a mother happiest. That night, when the girl lay down to sleep, a soft light enveloped her and reminded her of the blue planet she once called home. But it would be nice to return home once every 100 years, to nap in my favorite sleeping nook. The comet carrying the Lumas, and the girl continues on its journey to this very day. With more family members in tow than could be counted, it's said that the comet visits the girl's home planet once every 100 years, its proud white tail glittering in the sky. The end! That's a good story! That's it. My story is finished. And you can explore this room all you want. There's no point to it. You can read the story, any chapter that you wish to. But, I'm not gonna do that. Cause, no. It's more directed to children, I get that, but I don't think I can bear it anymore. My head hurts, my jaw hurts, my throat hurts, everything hurts. You've killed me on the inside, Rosalina. Why? Why would you do this to me? Okay. But it is fascinating if you care about the lore of this game. Which is not that fascinating to me in any sort of the word. But anyway, thank you for watching. And I will see you in whatever the hell I do in the next time. Hope you enjoyed that story time. I tried to tell it in a very light tone, even though I kind of interrupted the story with my own monotonous, extrinsic self. I don't know what that word even means. But anyway, I'll see you in the next whatever the hell I do. Take it easy, guys. And see you in the next LP. Later.